All right, today we're going to break down a term that you've probably heard, and let's be honest, you've probably felt it too: brain rot. We're going to get into the science of why some of that content online feels so addictive, what it's actually doing to our brains, and most importantly, the surprisingly simple antidote that can help push back. You know that feeling, right? You pick up your phone just to check one quick thing, and suddenly, an hour is gone. You've been sucked into this weird vortex of split-screen videos, looping gameplay, and some random voiceover. And when you finally look up, you can barely remember a single thing you just saw. Yeah, you're not imagining it. And that whole experience, it has a name. So what exactly is brain rot? Well, it started out as just online slang. You know, a joke people would throw around to describe watching trashy TV or scrolling for way too long. But it's evolved. The term became so good at describing this modern feeling that it's actually been given a formal definition. And here it is. This is where it gets real. In 2024, Oxford University named brain rot its word of the year. They defined it as the deterioration of one's mental or intellectual state due to overconsumption of material considered to be trivial or unchallenging. That's a pretty big leap, taking a term from meme culture and making it a recognized concept. Okay, so let's put that in plain English. The key here is that brain rot isn't about watching one dumb video. It's about a pattern. It's what happens when your brain's default diet, its go-to meal, becomes this constant stream of low-value but super stimulating stuff, which slowly pushes out anything that takes a little more thought. And the main way this gets delivered is through something called sludge content. And I guarantee you've seen this. It's this chaotic mashup that's basically designed to hold your attention hostage. You've got the short video, often split in two. Then on the bottom, there's always some random looping visual. Subway surfers, a car racing game, maybe a hydraulic press just crushing stuff, while a totally separate story is being told on top. It is pure sensory overload, by design. So why is this stuff so powerful? Why is it so hard to look away? Well, it's not a secret, and it's not about you having no willpower. This content is literally engineered to hijack a key chemical in our brains. So let's get into the science of how that actually works. To really get brain rot, you have to get dopamine. Now, people love to call it the pleasure molecule, but it's really more of a motivation molecule. It's the chemical that drives you to seek out rewarding things. And then it reinforces the behavior that got you there. It's what tells your brain, hey, that felt pretty good, let's do that again. Sludge content is a masterclass in manipulating this system. It's a three-step hijack. First, there's constant novelty. Our brains are wired to pay attention to new stuff. In these videos, something new is happening every couple of seconds. A jump, a weird sound, a different color. Second, layered stimulation. You're not just watching one thing, you're processing gameplay, a story, maybe some satisfying sounds all at once. And third, and this is the kicker, low effort, high reward. You don't have to think, you don't have to follow a complex plot, you just sit back and get these quick, cheap hits of stimulation. And over time, this has some pretty serious consequences. It basically retrains your brain. It starts to prefer these short, intense little dopamine bursts over everything else. And the result? Slower, more subtle things like reading a book or having a long conversation, or even just sitting in silence, can start to feel, well, boring, or even kind of uncomfortable. Your whole baseline for what's engaging just gets cranked up to an impossibly high level. Okay, so if sludge content is the problem, is there an antidote? Is there a fix? The answer is yes, and it happens to be one of the oldest technologies we have. I'm talking about reading, an activity that does the complete opposite of brain rot and helps you build a much healthier default setting for your mind. Just look at this direct comparison, it makes it so clear. On the one hand, a brain that's conditioned by sludge content is always seeking those cheap, easy dopamine hits. It trains distraction, it weakens focus, and it encourages what you could call clip thinking, seeing the world in tiny, disconnected little pieces. But on the other hand, a brain that's engaged in reading has to earn its reward through slow, steady insight. It literally builds new neural pathways, it rewards patience, and it fosters deep, critical thinking. And look, this isn't just a metaphor. Reading is a full-on neurobiological workout. Unlike watching a video, which is mostly passive, reading forces your brain to get active. It calls on your visual processing to decode symbols, your language centers to find meaning, your memory systems to connect ideas, and your executive functions to follow a logical thread over time. It's a team effort. And if you need one more reason, check this out. This is one of the most powerful and immediate benefits. Studies have shown that just 10 minutes of quiet reading can slash your levels of cortisol, that's the body's main stress hormone, by up to 70%. It is one of the most effective forms of stress relief we know of, and it works faster than a lot of other methods. So that brings us to the big question. What can we actually do about this? The goal isn't to just throw your phone in a river and go live in the woods. It's about building a kind of mental immunity. So let's look at how you can do that. It really just starts with a simple 3-step process. First, just notice. Start to become aware of when you're falling into that scroll hole. That's the first step. Second, question it. In that moment, just pause and ask yourself, is this actually adding any value to my day? Or is it just draining my attention? And third, set boundaries. This can be super simple. Use your phone's app timers or create physical no-scroll zones, like maybe no phones at the dinner table or in your bedroom. And I think this is the most important takeaway of all. This is not about being perfect. It's not about feeling guilty every time you watch a short video. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be conscious. It's about making deliberate choices about where you point your single most valuable resource, your attention. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What's one small, manageable change you could try this week? Maybe it's swapping 10 minutes of scrolling before bed for 10 minutes of a book. Maybe it's putting on a long-form podcast instead of shorts during your commute. What's one small step you can take to start actively feeding your brain instead of just letting it rot? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your opinion in the comments and tell me which topic you'd like me to talk about next. The comment with the most likes will be turned into a video.